Hello, beautiful friends. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy morning, happy day to each and every one of you. I'm just going to offer healing to you. Anybody that's dealing with any ascension symptoms, anybody that is dealing with some really intense energies, we're just going to intend that this energy would clear it out. Had a really beautiful night last night as I was working on this rose energy, bringing it back online, I guess you would say. So it's like getting the information from my guides and stuff like that, and the beautiful Jesus, like I turn around and there he was, just like standing right behind me in his beautiful light body. And Lord Melchizedek has been working with me closely on this rose, bringing in this reactivating, because I'm sure it's already activated on the planet. It's just coming through me now to be able to activate through me and to be able to teach people about it. So it was quite the interesting evening last night, and lots came through. And so we're going to call in the great and mighty Master Jesus and Lord Melchizedek and Isis and Osiris, and calling in the great divine masculine, the great divine feminine, to completely balance us out and to just really give us some of that heavenly energy, heavenly vibes, joy vibes, high vibes. So I'm just going to offer this to you, and I also was guided by my guides to do a GoFundMe page for my missions and travels, so I will link that in the description. If you feel like the energetic exchange between us is, your heart is calling you to do so, that is an anonymous way to do so. I think it's better than PayPal and Venmo. It's easier. So that is available if you do want to exchange energies in that way. So here we go. Hope everybody is doing well out there. I love you all so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm also taking new clients right now as well. So if you want to email me, if you want to get in for sessions and begin your path on this path with me, please do so. You're more than welcome to jump into that email and just let me know what you're looking for, and we can go from there. Alloy oyeti isan the me appear kana moe there is the coloi there is an I oloi there is an me kira kana ma day. Just go ahead and ground yourselves. Alai oyeti asani oyete akaloi there is the me appear kana ma day send me pira yeti isane kara oyara kana ma day sedelai kiti isani me moi ala ya go do isani Baloi at the isa de coloi, a yet is a name, more a yet a canoma a day. Just tapping into the collective crown. Hala yet is and a me of yetakaname. Goloyet is in the mumbi ala yata is a new gura yetikanamo, there is a name, but there is a name, but yetakanamo day. Just releasing. And that energy, galai we at the esene, molei, sedelai, good ear, just pulling up all of that energy that is covering your crown, helai, shenimia, bolai at the esakanoi, but the esene, adoyai. They're trying to show me a city, Samerian, a Samerian city. Lai tresani okirai atesani me pierakanamade. I believe that's in Israel. Please don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm getting. It's like this beautiful city in the middle of Israel's like desert lands, ancient times. Kalei oyeta seni piera ayerokanamade setoloi. Let's tap into that energy and see where they're taking us. So I'm like a hawk flying into the into the land and into the what looks to me like the palace. Sorry, my hand's getting very heavy. There's a lot of energy flowing into your crowns right now. So as I flow in as this hawk into the palace, I then shift and turn into I'm kind of looking at it from two different perspectives. I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view and seeing a man walking through, and then I'm looking through the man's eyes as I'm walking through this palace area. Sedalai koyete asani me piera konamade, sedalai uyete asani kurai uyete asa de bakuroi adekanamade. Honestly, this guy that is walking through, that I'm looking through his eyes, he looks like a white guy. With like dirty blonde hair, and he's walking through this like palace area, and what I see up ahead is like what looks to me like this king that is sitting on his throne, and he's got like he looks like an Israeli man. I'm specifically thinking of the movie Troy. That king, what was that king's name? Anyways, he looks like that guy in that movie. Yeah, that's not helpful to you guys, sorry. Yeah, but he's got like the curly dark hair, and he's sitting on his throne, and this like guy that I'm looking through his eyes is like walking in to talk to him. He kneels down before him, and then as he kneels down before him, and I have to be honest with you guys, he looks like he's from the now times. The king looks like he's from those times. The guy that I'm looking through his eyes looks like he's from this time in this 2022. And he bows down to him and then walks up to him. Sedela yeti asini mo hiera kuna mande sedinai la yeti asini kura yera kinamai piti asini oyeda about yera kuna mande. As he does that, I'm watching him. It's kind of funny because I'm watching him like pull up a chair right next to the king's throne and start whispering into his ear and talking to him. I can't hear what he's saying, but I am looking through the king's mind's eye. I'm looking through the king's pineal gland, I guess, and they're projecting a screen in front of us, and it's like a huge mathematical equation, like starting from the top and then working its way over, going down and over, and it's like, I am not a math person at all, and I'm fascinated by math, but this is like very complicated. Like, I don't even see sacred geometry up here. I just see like a lot of, it looks like a very hard equation, I guess. And it's like in a just projected screen. The projection that the guy is looking through, as I'm looking through his pineal gland, it's like projected up on a screen of his mind, and it's like outlined in like this I always see like this blue LED color. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's like that color, that blue. It's like outlined in that kind of a blue energy, and it always comes through in all of these videos, that type of a blue. So as I'm looking at that, it's like the guy is still whispering into his ear. Aloi oyete asani oyere kinamodai. Kalai oyeti sinimi pierokunamade sitiroi alai oyeti esenu kirakunamade. I keep getting that guy is an aspect of the king. You know, it's like it's almost like that guy's coming from the future times or from another dimensional realm or something. Sorry to be so confusing, but I'm trying to process it as well. But it looks like they're an aspect of each other, but he's like coming in with information for him during his times. So it's very cool to see him giving him this information. Aloi ayati eseni mukuru kinamadai situkuloi. Badai ula yati eseni ayati kinamadai sitilai uyati eseni kina ira kinamadai. I am just hearing that that meeting with him is changing the course of history. It's like I just keep hearing changing the course of history, changing the course of history. It's almost like he needed whatever information that was in order to help his civilization during that time, and almost showed me like rewriting history. And like from that point in that desert land, from that day forward, it was like I'm getting a higher vibrational energy pulsating from me and pulsating out into the lands, and it feels like I'm seeing the wheat growing up. I'm seeing like the sun shining. I'm seeing like joy of the people. I'm seeing like it just feels so freeing of the people of that land and of that time. And it's almost like it's rippling out, having a ripple effect from excuse me, from that point in time all the way up until this point in time, up until, our future times. I'm watching the guy that was whispering in his ear the mathematical equation walking out of the palace, and you know how when people like go up and kick their feet, their toes or their heels together. That's what I'm looking at. Like when he goes up and like kicks his heels together, he's like walking out of the palace and like did that and like almost like turns back into the bird and flies off. And I'm watching the king do this, sitting there pondering how, with his beard, like, all right, this is it. This is what we're doing, and kind of like switching the whole dynamic of where they were headed versus where they're going now. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Well, that's a way to kick off a day here. Kaloi olai heti esinimo kaloi yeti esanai olai tre isidi erikenomaya tre isini gurai erikenomade sederai oyete esin boyerekonomade. They're now showing me the hawk flying into the Egyptian palaces, pyramids now, and yeah, I should have known she was in the midst of all of this. But as she comes in as the hawk, she literally the hawk dives down right walking into her pyramid and turns into Isis walking in. Incredible. This is what it means to be multidimensional. This is what I experienced throughout my day, throughout all of my days. Not necessarily that experience, but shifting in and out of dimensional realms, shifting into different beings, shifting into different aspects of of myself, going into different realms, going into different dimensional realms, and things like that. This is what it is. This is what it means to be multidimensional, fully able to move and, go out left, go out right, go out whatever dimensional place that you can go or want to go. And I think it's reminding me that in the beginning of me becoming multidimensional, like, we're always multidimensional, but becoming more aware of it. In the summer of 2020, I was taken into some really, really harsh places where a lot of really bad things were happening to a lot of children. And I had to see a lot of things, and it was like we went into complete full battle mode for that time. That's why I know the progression of humanity is getting better and better and better, because I've watched behind the scenes in these different dimensional realms, all of these things happening, and the progression of humanity is like the light, like you can't stop the train now. You know what I mean? We've already done it. That's why I refuse to back down on anything on this planet, because I've seen what we've been through, and I refuse to give up, and I refuse to stop spreading light, and I refuse to stop, continually progressing and continuing my expansion as a human, continuing, who I am, continuing to be here with you all. I just keep hearing, just wait, it's coming for you all too. Like the whole awakening of the mind. That's why, like, the multidimensional aspect of yourselves, like, it's, like all of those times when you kind of go down and you don't feel good, and you're like, struggling on those days, like that you kind of get hit hard with those energies. Those are the times that you're being purged of these old energies, these old world, old paradigm, old stuff that is keeping you stuck. So instead of being upset at those times, embrace those times, because that's what's getting you to where you want to be. That is what is getting you to the fullness of who you really are. Because if you just, all of a sudden, your whole body was crystalline, like tomorrow, your body, your organs, everything within you cannot handle that kind of pressure. So if you think about it, you're going from carbon to crystalline, and you are basically like, think of it like you are like in this, like, I keep thinking like how they make diamonds, the pressure, and it's like, that's exactly what is happening with you right now. That's what happened to me. Is like I was in this like pressure, and or like the crucible, or going through the flames, going through the fire, like constantly being, and it's a daily occurrence for all of us. It does get much better. So if you are struggling, if you are going through all of this ascension problems, ascension stuff that you don't even know like what in the heck is happening right now, just take care of yourself. That is like my honest to God most important advice, is just nurture yourselves, because the more you nurture yourself, the easier it's going to be. The more you get angry and aggravated at my life's not the same, I don't feel the same as I used to, people are falling away. My body doesn't feel good. Sorry, there's a lot of energy coming through. My body doesn't feel good. I feel tired. I just need to sleep. I was that way for so long in the very beginning. It was like I would get knocked down and be down for a couple of weeks. could barely get up, but you just have to remember that, like, there is a process here. There is an ascension process, and that's why we want to make sure that we're clearing, and not clearing, but that we are soothing, soothing those energies and soothing that energy from you, or for you. Gelai oyete eseni paloyate asane. Paloi koyete asane alayete asane kelo yerekinemande. I am hearing Isis is here. The progression of humanity is under full swing, in full swing. It's like at this point in time, the most important thing for you as your human self, yes, you are multidimensional, yes, you have many, many, many different aspects of yourself, but as your human self, your beautiful, sacred, human selves, is to find peace and joy. Joy. Bring in the joy codes. Bring in the bliss codes. Bring this in for them. If you could not handle the pressure and the energies that are coming in right now, you wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been here. You already knew what was going to happen to you on this planet. You knew the family that you were going to be connected to. You knew the issues and the problems, the addiction, the depression, whatever you have experienced, the abuse, the child abuse, like all of it, every part of it. You knew you were going to come in here and experience it, and you were going to transmute it, and you were going to be like a phoenix, and you were going to rise out of those ashes. You were going to learn from it, and you were going to shift those energies. And you're doing it. You're here. You are doing it. And the biggest theme for all of my clients last week were the bloodlines. These sacred bloodlines all over this planet. So many people think that they are black sheep. You're actually the white sheep. Light sheep is what I should call it. Not white or black, but light. The light sheep. Because you've been thrown into these destructive, intense bloodlines that have been controlled and manipulated for thousands of years. And now here you come from as your beautiful accumulation of all these different aspects, of all these different energies, to shift that bloodline going forward and going backwards. Even if you don't have kids, you're still shifting it forward and backwards, your bloodline on this planet. And that is why I believe we are here. I believe that's why we have had to shift and come here and shift these intense bloodlines of this dysfunctional. Like, if you live in a dysfunctional family, you are not the only one. You are not the only one. I think everybody on this planet has some sort of dysfunctional family. Like, because none of us are, we can only, gosh, it's so hard. It's not hard to explain. It's just that different kids need different things. And if the parents are not attentive to the children and really getting in there and understanding their child, then the child is I don't want to say being neglected in some way, but like, for instance, if you are a child and you needed hugs and you needed words of affirmation and you needed to be told you're loved and that you're beautiful and all of these things as a child, and you needed touch and you did not get that, that is hard and harsh on you as a child. And so you grow up with also like disconnection from your parents and like needing this. And then you become like in survival mode because you needed that and you did not get that. And so it's like your parents didn't know, like my mom didn't know that is what I needed as a child, and I've survived, and I went through a lot of destruction, not necessarily because of that, but, what I'm saying is like everybody has a dysfunctional family in some way, shape, or form. If you don't, oh my God, bless, like, your family. If you don't, and you have, like, a really healthy family, I would encourage you to continue, like, nurturing your family and nurturing and loving on your family, because your energy in your healthy family, in your family that is a very nurturing family, your energy as a family unit is like, it's permeating out into the lands, and we need that. We need that. We need to feel that loving energy from your family. And I know that sounds kind of odd, but it's just like you and me. We're receiving these energies, and as these huge downloads come into us, once we are like fully crystalline, these energies, very intense, will come down into us, and then it kind of permeates out into the land. And then everywhere that we go, and every person that we come across, it's like, kind of waking pieces and parts of them up, and it's just very beautiful. And so just remember, nobody is perfect on this planet, and we don't want to be. If we were all perfect and, bow ties in our hair and everything's just like perfection, that's not the human way. Humans are messy. We're messy. We are messy with our emotions. We're messy, just in life. We're dirty all the time. It's just a messy life. So it's just like, just jump in there and embrace it, and just find that joy, find that peace. And I would just encourage you to find the joy in every day. Joy, 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 joy. Because when you move this stuff out, all of your problems, all of your stuff, all of these energies that are just like, kind of bogging you down, like, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough gas money, I don't have this, I don't have that. Stop focusing on money, because the more that you focus on how do I get money, where is this money going to come from, it's almost like putting up a brick wall to where the money can't come in. What I would encourage anybody to do is, like, if you are struggling with money, with love, with anything, in regards to money, it's like every dime that goes out, every time you are at that gas pump, thank that gas pump. Thank you for having this dollar, having this $800 to spend on this one gas tank. Thank you so much that I have this. I don't really mean that, but thank you so much to this money. Thank you so much that I have this money to fill up my gas tank so I can get to work, so I can do this, so I can do that. Thank you. Just completely shutting out the money, or the worries about the money, and being in pure gratitude, because checks can come in from anywhere. Money, service, things can come on your path from every single direction. And what I do is if I'm spending, let's say $100, because $100 today is like $20. It's ridiculous. But, you're spending out, okay, for every $100 I'm spending here, $500 is coming back. For every $20 I'm spending here, hundreds of dollars are coming back. Like, get in that gratitude and in that attitude of like, okay, yeah, this is coming out, but triple that's coming out, or coming back. As soon as a client pays me, I always send a blessing to them that it comes back to them tenfold. We bless the money that comes in. Every paycheck that you get, if it's not, don't look at it and go, oh, taxes took all of this, oh, this or that. Look at it and go, oh, thank God I can pay my rent. Thank God I can do this. Thank God I'm going to have groceries. And just kind of flipping the script on what you've been attuned and programmed to believe about money. Money is a wonderful tool. It is a wonderful tool, and it gets us from point A to point B. It gives us experiences. It gets us, into, places and spaces where, we can experience, life. And we need it in order to continue to grow on this planet as of right now. So try not to worry and allow yourselves to find joy. That's her biggest message right now, is like joy, find peace, because where we're going, where we are, is so beautiful. And if you can tap into these energies and tap into this love, tapping into this peace, tapping into these energies that are flowing down into you. And honestly, where I'm at now, versus going through all of that pain and all of that energy from the ascension, the constant knockdowns, the constant waking up like, am I gonna feel good tomorrow? Da 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 da. You know, like that whole being like, the progression of that is like, I look back now and I'm like, wow, I literally trudged uphill, like trudged through the mud, through the rain, through the lightning storms, uphill, through the mountains, through the valleys, through the this, through the that. And I'm not out of the, you know, we still, I'm telling you, we're always going to have these ups and these downs. It's the human experience. And don't ever let anybody tell you that you're going to get to a place where you're just walking heaven on earth, because that's not the human experience. It's not. It will get to a place where you kind of have to process stuff, and boom, you're down for like half a day, you know. But then by dinner or by evening, you're like, oh, okay, cool. It's, you know, it's processed. It's gone through. I've, you know, released it. Da da da. You know, I've looked at it, released it, and received the gift that comes after it. Received the light that comes after the pain. That's my biggest, like, that was my biggest thing, is like, yes, in the beginning of like sobriety, when I first sobered, it was like I'd be down for a week or two, like with depression, like suicidals, just the whole thing, whole bag of ugh. And I just knew I had to keep holding on. I had to keep pushing through the depression, pushing through the anxiety. And boy, if you gave me a little bit of light, if you gave me a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of, you know, joy, shift in my heart, I ran with it. I was like, boom, you know, I took that and ran. I was like, all right, let's go take a walk. All right, let's go work out. All right, let's go do this. Let's drink some water. Let's do this. But there were many of times where I would just like be under the covers and I couldn't get up, and I just was so depressed and so sad. And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I lived my life like that. But once you've lived a life like that and you get that light that starts seeping into your heart, you gotta just like focus there and go there and know that you're worthy to have that light. And then it just begins to start opening up more and more and more until you realize that the heart being open is more protective than the heart being shut down. Because when the heart is shut down, you don't feel good. It's messing up the flow of everything else getting energy. You know, your energy is flowing in. It's coming in from the crown, going all the way down. If the heart is shut down, brick wall, barbed wire fences, dogs, wolves protecting this area because we don't want to be hurt, it's like you're not allowing any kind of goodness in. You're completely shutting it off from everything. So it's just darkness. You can't feel love. You can't receive love. You can't give love. And that is the basis of the human. Like, that is the basis of the human. If you remember when you were a child, it was love. That's who you are. That's who you were. You know, and then as you grew, you know, mom probably said something to you, dad probably said something to you that hurt or harmed you, or hurt your feelings, and then brick by brick by brick, you start building this wall around your heart. Teacher said something to you, kid was nasty to you at school, you know, a girlfriend, boyfriend was rude to you or broke up with you. Brick by brick by brick by brick, we shut it off because we don't want to hurt. And the process of this whole thing is like brick gone, brick gone, brick gone. I'm free. I'm bringing in the light, you know, and just open it all up. You know, you're mama bear, you're papa bear now. You get to protect your heart. You get to know and use your discernment of who you allow in. If mom and dad are rude and mean to you and like your family sucks or something like that, you don't need to be around them. Especially during your healing process. You don't owe them anything. Like, you don't owe them anything. Even if your kids are grown and they're nasty to you or they're mean to you, you have the right to heal. You have the right to stay away. You have the right to, say, hey, I am healing right now. I am working on myself right now. I can't do this right now. And we always get that guilt in us. We always get that guilt of, oh, crap, I need to do this. I need to be here. I need to be checking on my family. I need to be doing this. I feel that all the time. But they are grown people. And I'm not their keeper. You're not their keeper. They have the same tools, the same energy, the same everything available to them as you do. And while, yes, our bloodlines are here to shift and change, it is not here to save. We are not here to save or bring people, drag people to their ascension or through their ascension or into their awakening. Wake up! I need you to wake up. It's not like that. We can't force anybody to wake up. All we can do is be a light tower. We can be a lighthouse, a light tower. We can sit here and stand here and shine our lights as bright as we can and stay fully in our joy, fully in our heart, fully in our awareness and in our own place of stability for people, and be like a strong rock, for people. And shine. Just shine. Because when your light is shining, you're helping. When you're in love, when you're feeling love, like in love, not necessarily with anybody else, just with life. Like, it is so much fun just to be in love with life. And when you have that energy, you're exuding that off of you. It's like you are uplifting without doing anything. You are literally helping the planet. You're planting down a vibration that is so powerful. Like, I wish that upon you. I pray that and ask your guides and ask the Holy Mother, Father God, and the spirits to put that on you and put that on your heart right now. Let's just fill into your heart space right now. Just feel into that beautiful heart right now. When I close my eyes, I'm seeing this being that looks like, she looks like a very long blonde hair. She's kind of got elf ears. She kind of looks like a wizard chick. Blue eyes. Wearing a green outfit. Kind of reminding me of like a wizard fairy. I'm getting like wizard, fairy, master, like all of the things. She has like a, looks to me like a crown on. She has like a gold crown. It's got like a green emerald right at the top of her crown. She's actually sprinkling something on the top of your head. Totally getting like Tinkerbell vibes right now, but she's not Tinkerbell. She's quite, no offense to Tinkerbell, but she's a little bit different than Tinkerbell. So just feel into that energy that is coming into your crowns right now. Sedala kuya tres ni mi apela kino made satadela yuetu sanama kira kira tres de badikoye tres ni ayere kana made. They're showing me the magnified pieces of like energy that she's putting into your crowns right now, like they're blowing it up, the magnified like little specks of energy that she's flowing into your crowns right now, and it's little sacred geometric energies. Like if you've ever seen a piece of sparkles, what is it called? Sprinkles? Oh my gosh. Sparkle. Glitter. Thank you. So like specks of glitter. It's like if you blow that up, it like has like this sacred geometric shape to it, what she's putting in you. Not actual glitter. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, I kind of feel it kind of coming into every different part of my brain right now. Like, yeah, that is the yera que no moe. Se de la poite esa de canomata, yera que no moe, trese de canoe, trese ne colai. Que la ya de esa ne, lo yeti esa ne me, piera que no made, se de la, oya de esa ne. But like, yeah, yes, me, piera que no made. She's showing me a very wooded area now. So I'm looking at this off into this very beautiful wooded area. It doesn't look like redwoods, because I was thinking, is this redwoods? It's almost like, if you've ever been to the South, it's like those woods, those types of woods with these big, huge, beautiful trees. Very vibrant. So she's taking us back. I'd prefer to be called he. Okay, he's taking us back. My apologies. He's taking us back into this area. La yeti ese da bade la yeti ese kinyemoy ora yera kinamodri sete koloi. Tare asini be pira konomade sani golai ke ti shinimi pira konomade sani oloyeti sete koloi. I'm getting like this because we're flying. We're like flying, zipping into the woods, and I'm getting that feeling like when you're going down a hill really fast as a kid, like that wee feeling. Very exciting feeling. It's like we're zipping past flowers and trees, squirrels, and we're kind of all like flying in as a pack of like, I guess, fairies. Is what it feels like. He's just saying magic, magic. Look at this, all around you. Just look out into the land, look out into the trees, look into the tree bark, like hone in on the tree bark. And they're showing me a very magnified vision of like tree bark and how beautiful it is. The veins of the trees, the leaves, the veins of the leaves, like just magnifying the needles from the pines on the ground, just the little mushrooms that are growing all over the place, like the birds that are flying with us. I'm seeing yellow birds and blue birds, and I'm getting the word finch as well, finches. So may have some sort of a connection with you. Seeing butterflies as well. Everything's like surrounding us. Like, as we've stopped in the middle of the forest right now, it's like everything is like we're sitting right in the middle, and like all of these things are just like flying all around us. Again, I just see like this wave of energy in like this beautiful tunnel where it's just like refreshing you. It's refreshing your energy. It's refreshing you. It's bringing in like these very excited, childlike frequencies in your bodies right now, really opening up that higher heart, opening up that mind, opening up your energy field to the magic of this planet. Something that we have forgotten. Remember when you were children and like you were so, ooh, look at this, ooh, look at that. Like, I'm so excited about the squirrel. I'm so excited about the flower. We have to get back to that. You got to get outside. You got to get into that childlike state of being, that funness, playing with the dogs, being goofy with yourself, like really connecting into that part of you. You'll find so much freedom in that mindset. I'm seeing specifically, they're showing me somebody's knees, maybe a few of you, hopefully me too. Your knees are being like renewed. Like I'm watching your knees kind of look like a child's knees, like being refreshed, being renewed, so that you can run, so that you can play, so that you can, like, so that you can get out there and explore and enjoy the lands and enjoy the world. You know, if you're dealing with a lot of pain in your body, ask this energy to clear, neutralize, ask it to heal that part of your body right now. Like I remember being in so much pain when I was younger. Just ask these energies to renew you. It will. All of these energies will. And I'm going to take this sacred red rose energy and flow it into your knees. Sedalai kuyete esenime pierukono ade senimi kiraia de esenime kaloi arai oyete esenimo poro yerekano ade seni kuyete esenai kadi eseni kada ira kenema aye che esenime lo iati eseni kira ila yerekano ade. Oh my gosh. Kalai waya ya trea sanemia piada kanaya duya sotodara ya dea sanemia ya kanaya trea sane varaya kanama day fronts and backs of your knees and ayete setakalai kaya te sanemi biero kanamae ti sini waya kanamae. I'm going to continue to let that energy flow, and we're just going to make sure that everything's flowing on you, flowing in your body, each chakra open and receptive, open and receiving energy from each other, fully connecting into the source God creator, the holy one that is here to help and assist you, the holy energies that are here to help and assist you. So I'm going to leave you in the woods, just playing with your childlike self. Just allow yourselves. You can always come back. I'm not actually leaving you there, but I just want to leave you with that energy, that childlike energy, that playfulness, that acceptance of like all that you are, all that you be, and just allowing yourself to just be today, just have fun today, just be in love today, just be in love with self, with yourself, with your partner, with whoever, you know, with the world, with the grass, with the trees, with the birds, with the bees, and the flowers. Try not to hug the bees though, but, you know, smell the flowers today and enjoy summertime. I love you all so very much. If you like this video, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you want more of these types of videos, and let me know in the comments how this felt for you. I really appreciate all of your comments and all of your love and just accepting me. I'm accepting you. We're just all here as this big family, just doing the dang thing. So I love you all so much. Bye.